Hi everyone, I'm making these videos on linear equations to help your understanding on linear equations. Throughout these video series, I'll be providing you with the basics of linear equations, various types of linear equations, and I would be solving linear equation problems from SpringBoard Course 3 FUSD California syllabus. The solutions and explanations I will be providing will help you solve your math homework and also excel in math. So, are you guys wondering what linear equations are? Linear equations are equations that are made up of two words, linear and equations. Linear means a straight line like this, vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. And equations means is a mathematical statement consisting of two expressions on each side of an equal sign. So that would be x equals y, or 1 equals 1, and the equal sign. And so that means the linear equation can be defined as an equation when graph results in a straight line. So a graph linear equation example would be this, the blue line. And the blue line would be the linear equation that's plotted on a graph with this is the y value and this is the x value. And there are various forms of linear equations like slope-intercept format. So in slope-intercept, the formula for that is y equals mx plus b. In that, m is the slope, and you can calculate the slope by rise or run. So what I mean by that is, imagine you are jumping up and going sideways. So going sideways would be your running, it would be a run because you're running that way, and your jumping up would be a rise because you're rising in elevation. So an example would be, this would be the rise and this would be the run. And the b value is a y-intercept. So the y-intercept means where your line crosses the y-axis, and that would be in 0, or where x equals 0. Another form of linear equation is point slope. In point slope, the formula is y subtract y1 equals m x subtract x1, and the 1 and 1 are the subcoordinates, and the x1 and the y1 are the points on a line or a table that you choose to put in the equation, and the m is the slope. And as you learned in the previous example, you could calculate the slope by rise or run, and x is the input and y is the output. And the third form is standard form. And in standard form, the formula is ax plus by equals c. So there are 4 rules for standard form. So the first rule is only a has to be only positive, and the second rule is only one variable from a or b can be 0, and the third rule is the GCF of a, b, and c has to be 1, and the fourth rule is a, b, and c have to be integers, and a and b are number values and x and y are the variable. So example of standard form would be 3x plus 4y equals 5. And then you would put in the input for the x value, and you would put in, and then you would find the y value. The fourth form of linear equation is intercept form. And in intercept form, the formula for that is x over a plus y over b equals 1. So the 1 will be your constant, and it will be at the opposite side of the equation, and it'll be on its own, and the a is the x-intercept. By the x-intercept, I mean when the line crosses the y value, and let me show you an example of the x-intercept. So this will be your graph, x and y. So an example of the x-intercept would be this area right here, because it crosses the x value, and it's also when the y equals 0. And the y-intercept is when the x equals 0 and the y and it crosses the y value. So an example of the y-intercept would be this green area right here. So b is the y-intercept and a is the x-intercept, and x is the input and y is the output. And the fifth form of linear equations is vertical form. And in vertical form, it means the formula for that is x equals a. A could be any number, and and the vertical form, it's a vertical line as a x-intercept. So that means the vertical line would be like this. This is my graph, and the vertical line would be this. Or it could be any other line you choose on the x-axis. And the horizontal, and lastly, the last sixth one is horizontal form, and in that, the formula for that is y equals a. So a could be any number, just as the above format, and it's a horizontal line with b as the y-intercept. So a line for that would be, this would be my graph, my y-axis and my x-axis, and a horizontal format line would be this, but it could be anywhere from in the y-axis. And in conclusion, a linear equation is an equation that decreases or increases by the same number as you add or subtract a number from the x variable. Linear equations always make a straight line on a graph when plotted, like in the example as shown below, it makes a straight line. And you can remember a linear equation forms a line because in linear equation, the first word has the word line in it, which you could see right here, which I'm gonna circle. So by that, you can know that linear equation always has to form a straight line. Linear equation also consists of variables and constants, in which you could see in all the examples of forms of linear equations. And thanks for watching this video. For more understanding about various forms of linear equations and their corresponding examples, see my next video. Slope, intercept, point slope, and standard form are the three most common formats of linear equations.